Okay everybody, so today we're going to be doing a video on the Spanish M43 Mauser. These Mauser rifles were adopted by Spain during World War II, and it was basically adopted as, after the Spanish Civil War, they didn't want a bunch of different rifles with a bunch of different calibers, which they had at that point, because they had a bunch of the old model 93s and 7mm Mauser. Then they had a bunch of Mosins that had been sent there, and a bunch of other various guns. That what they wanted was to just simplify things and standardize on a one rifle and one caliber. So they chose 8mm Mauser as their caliber, and they basically modeled this gun off of the K98, but with some differences. So obviously you have a straight bolt instead of a turn down bolt. It's still cock on open. Has the Mauser follower hold open just like on the K98s. The sights on this are very similar to a K98, except it is a slight bit different from some of the other sights. Has one button on here. The sights are adjustable from 100 up to 2,000 meters. Has a cleaning rod with it. These would not have a front sight hood protector like the K98s. I believe these might have had some different muzzle protectors and stuff like that, but they wouldn't have had a sight cover during combat. The handguards on these actually look quite a bit like the Model 93, since it only comes up to here. Looks a bit like that. These have bottom sling mounts. This is a nice original sling we've got for it, and they would also have side sling mounts, one here and one down here. And Spain really adopted this. Part of the reason would be so that they could, if they were to go into any kind of an alliance with Germany during World War II, if Spain were to get involved, they could share the same caliber, because the government in charge of Spain at the time was very much more allied with the Germans than they were with the Allies. And these rifles would be produced from 1943 up until about 1955 was when major production started slowing down. You'll still find examples made after that, but that's when production started to slow down for these. And these would be replaced by the Spanish Setme rifles. And you can find some rifles that'll be basically these Mausers, but the bolts will be painted black, and the front end will be like a Setme, but that's not the focus of today's video. But that is something that these Mausers were converted into, so that does make them a slight bit less common, since some of them were converted. But yeah, these rifles would be used by Spain. These didn't really get much military service, and these are an underappreciated Mauser. This is one of the few Mausers you can still find for the $200 to $300 range. But they're super cheap and real nice, reliable rifles. And the ammo we're going to be shooting out of these is PPU 8mm Mauser soft point ammo. And one more thing about this is, originally these would have kind of an extended bayonet lug that would go below this one, so they could use the original Model 1893 bayonets. But this one does not have that one on it. And some of the other ones you can find out there, so not all of them have those, which I don't quite know the reason for that, but it is something you'll find. And yeah, there's not too much else to say about these, so let's get into shooting at some. Alright, we're going to start off with 5 rounds. And I forgot to mention, these rifles will use standard stripper clips for the 8mm. Alright, that's all 5 rounds. Alright, this is our first group, and it's not the best group in the world. Looks to be slightly off to the left. And we got 3 on the plate, 1 just off, and then 1 over here. Alright, we're going to load up 5 more rounds. And this particular Mauser, though being about the same weight and setup, has a whole lot more, at least a bit more recoil than the K98 does. That's all 5 of them. Okay, this is our next group, and it seems to be fairly consistently off to the left. 3 rounds on the plate this time, 2 off. Pretty good group. Alright. We're going to load up another 5 rounds. We've slightly adjusted our sight, so we should hopefully, if everything goes to plan, be on target now. That's all 5 of them. Okay, here's our next group. Seems to definitely be more on target. We did get this flyer over here, but fairly decent group. Alright, that's going to be it for the video. We had a lot of fun with the Spanish M43 Mauser. This it has a narrower stock than the K98 and some of the other Mausers, so it has a bit more recoil to it. And this is a nice Mauser, I'd say. If you're looking to get a first Mauser, this would definitely be one to look at if you can find one, because they're nice, affordable guns, and you know, they're affordable enough that you won't be quite as worried about, you know, maybe scratching the stock or something if you decide to go hunting with it. But these are fairly nice guns, fairly accurate. If you want to see any more out of the Spanish Mauser, let us know in the comments, or any of our other Mausers, and we'll catch you in the next one.